Alright, this is to poor little Carl, who, apparently seems overwhelmingly distressed by his nail biting. I should have, fuck it, I'm not here to look cute. I was gonna, give you a whole bunch of suggestions. I jotted down shit because as a psych student, I enjoy analyzing people, so, here goes. You're gonna I know you've said it's stress a lot, and most people root it to that, but not all nail biting is stress related. I've seen it before, even in myself. I bite my nails, though I don't do it as much. But mine isn't at all stress related. It bothers me. I don't know why. When they're longer, they bother me, and I just obsessively bite them. But my stress goes elsewhere. That could be a, a possible explanation, although considering you've mentioned you bite them in excess to the point where they're too short, it could still be that they just bother you and you impulsively do that. Not saying it's not stress, I'm just saying that's a possibility, and if so, that's probably why putting on the polish would not defer that, because it bothers you that much, and you seem to say that it just happens automatically with stress related nail biting. Normally, not always, seems to be more linked towards direct stressors and stressor events. But some people, again, that was a suggestion which I wanted to get way first, and now I'm just going to go into the possibility that it is stress related. Um, a lot of people seem to think that high levels of stress are abnormal. They're not. A lot of people need certain levels of stress in order to do things, in order to function. I myself am one of those people. Honestly, I took an anti stress pill once or twice, and I could no longer function. I mean, I was absolutely I couldn't do anything because I need stress in order to motivate me to do anything, and I need stress in order to function. In fact, I had a massage from my friend. She massaged my entire back and unknotted it. I couldn't sleep. I was too loose. I'm like, I need tension in order to sleep. How dare you steal that from me? But either way, so everybody seems to be operating under this assumption that stress in and of itself is bad. No, stress is a motivator. You're motivated by stress, and some people have constant levels of stress, and you really, I mean, it's a sad thing to say, but you have to get used to it, and you have to be able to you have to learn how to have an outlet, which is perhaps not the best thing, because outlets to relieve stress aren't always wonderful. Some are, but some aren't. But you have to have it function and not distress you. If it distresses you, you have to change it, and this apparently seems to be distressing for you. Now, of course, as a student of psychology, I have to always, and a Freudian student, I have to suggest you have to find the cause. You have to find the reason why you're doing it, which is the most, it's one of the hardest things to do, because you really have to analyze your own method of behaving and your own reactions to things, which is going to be tainted because you're biased towards analyzing yourself, like everybody. But from what I've seen, this is just two things that I've seen that really could or seem to stress you out. The one that could is possibly some kind of performance anxiety, because you said that you were an IB student and you seem to bring it up a lot, which I'm not saying this in any kind of way suggesting that you're trying to flaunt it or anything, but for example, I have taken honors classes and I've taken AP classes when I was in high school, but I really didn't give a shit. It wasn't something that I brought up because it didn't really mean anything to me. You seem to bring it up, so it might mean something to you, perhaps not in a way that you want to show it off, but in a way that, you know, you're forced to perform for some reason, and you feel that people have these expectations of you, which will cause stress. If that is so, probably the best thing to do would be confront it. I mean, tell people if this is why you're having stress. These are all suggestions. You should tell people that you are biting your nails because of stress. Your stress is being caused by this, and it's becoming far too distressing for you, or perhaps it's not enough distress for you to maybe stop taking the classes or tell the people to stop putting pressure on you for it. If that is the case, again, these are assumptions. The next one that the next thing I noticed you seem to get very emotional and very in depth about it is a lot of gay issues, which is perfectly all right. I mean, I'm gay. I don't get that much into the issues because I never had any real problems with it, thanks to my mother and everybody around me who always seemed to tell me that it was perfectly fine before it was even an issue. They told me it was all right. So I would get the fucking stupid Snowball. Yes, I have a white cat called Snowball. That's how retarded my sister is. She named her, not me. I would have called her, I call her a piece of shit anyway. I don't like her. I have my cat. Anyway, back to the point. And you really seem like distressed by those issues, which, again, I'm not saying you shouldn't be, because if it's something that's like really meaningful for you, that's perfectly fine, but you have to look into that and possibly make changes there. But this isn't my best suggestion, because this is the best way to relieve the stress, but it's the best way is always the absolute hardest, and this is one of the hardest methods. You have to really, really look into what's been bothering you. My last suggestion, which this is probably the I'm going to give you two now, which is just basically changing your outlet, changing your stress outlet. From biting your nails to something else, which is probably even more efficient, because biting nails isn't really that huge of a stress reliever. I mean, it gets you to do something, but it doesn't physically relieve stress, and it hasn't, it mentally does, and it gives you something to do. Anyway, sex is a great stress reliever, and I'm sorry, I'm European. For us, it's like nothing if this bothers you, but it's good, but you have to be careful because it can cause a lot more stress, especially if there's a relationship involved. Even if there isn't a relationship involved, stress can cause pretty much as much stress as it relieves. So I don't suggest you throw yourself into that, but that is a very good stress reliever if you can handle it. A lot of people, interestingly enough, cannot handle that as solely a stress reliever. Even in the guides of a relationship, normally it will cause a lot of stress, pretty much as it takes away. Which is probably why it takes away stress, because if it only added to it, no one would have sex anymore. My last suggestion, which this one is probably the one I will advise most, is tell your friends and your family when they see you biting your nails to hit your hands with a ruler, possibly something that will make it extremely painful. Now, this, of course, is a behavioralist method. I mean, it teaches you that if biting your hands equals to pain at the moment, unlike, if you bite and at a certain point it starts bleeding, then it hurts, that's still pain, but it's low level of pain and manageable. I'm talking about quick strikes. Tell them every time they see you biting your nails to hit your hand. Hit it as hard as they can. Try and miss your face, but hit it as hard as they can with a ruler, with their hand if they have nothing else, and you'll see very quickly your brain will link biting nails, not efficient stress reliever, because it goes to pain. So it'll start slowly downgrading that, and you'll naturally try and find something new to do. I mean, hopefully you'd find something productive that distracts you, but yeah, that would probably be my best suggestion. Tell people to start beating the shit out of your hands when they see you biting them. Harsh, but very effective. Well, good luck with that, really. I mean, it's a horrible habit, which I have, and it doesn't look really attractive when people see you with your hand in your mouth. I thought it used to, but then I'm like, no, it doesn't look cute. It looks cute if you're doing something else with your hands in your mouth, but not when you're biting it and it's obvious.